Hello, this is Dr. Leo at LeTime. Yesterday, I made the basil hydrosol. It smells so good. It smells like just 100% like a fresh basil. If you love the basil scent, this is a perfect gift for you. So you can make from the fresh basil. I will demonstrate you how to make the fresh basil hydrosol with a KD5 hydrosol distiller. And before that, there are a few things I want to talk about. The first one, if you growing the basil, so the research found the best fertilizer, organic fertilizer for the basil. And the second, we talk about the benefits of the basil hydrosol. It's a wonderful antibacterial and having a benefit on the anti-aging as a skincare. The third one is when you harvest the basil for making the hydrosol or essential oil, I'll tell you the best timing to harvest the basil. If you pick in the wrong time, you get a risk of getting a cancer because the basil essential oil contains two carcinogenic the chemicals that can cause mutagenic reaction, or in other words, like you may get a cancer if you use in the wrong way. Regarding the distillation, also explaining why the steam distillation is better than the hydro distillation for basil based on the research. Basil is one of my favorite herbs. I always love to add basil in the different foods, like making the bread or making the fish, chicken. It's wonderful. It's love the scent. Not only that, basil contains the essential oil, including the linalool or alpha-pinene. Those has a wonderful antioxidants and have a good anti-inflammation behaviors. There was a research comparing 8 different essential oils, including basil, cinnamon, garlic. They found the basil oil has the best antibacterial, especially killing the E. coli, and it's the strongest with the lowest minimum the concentration and the biggest impact on the bacteria. So it's a strong antibacterial performance, give it a benefit on the skin cleaning, and also it helps reduce the wrinkles and give more moisture to the skin, and that brings anti-aging benefits of our skin from the basil hydrosol. If you are growing basil, then making the basil hydrosol from the fresh basil is the way you must try. Also, when you're growing basil, you know the fertilizer is important. I always want to use organic fertilizer. A research compared the chicken manure with cow manure. They found that chicken manure has the best performance to boost the growth of the basil and increase its essential oil yield. And comparing the hydro distillation and steam distillation, another researcher found the steam distillation can increase the yield of the essential oil from the same material and by using a different distillation method. The steam distillation can also increase the concentration of those major phytochemicals within its oil. Increase both ways. The first way increase the yield, second way increase the concentration of the major phytochemicals. It's very interesting. The next question is, when do we harvest the basil for making the essential oil and hydrosol? So the study compared the different stage. One is before the buds, the flower buds form, and the second is the beginning of the buds, and the third is the beginning of the flower. It's interesting, they found the beginning of the flower gives the highest essential oil yield, and also the most important part is for the basil essential oil, it contains 2 carcinogenic chemicals, including mesoclavicle and mesoeuginal. These two chemicals we want limit there. For the basil in the middle, the beginning of the buds, they have the highest concentration of these two carcinogenic the chemicals. And after the flowering, that decrease significantly. That's the time we want to harvest because it has the highest yield and also lowest the bad chemicals we don't like. So when you're using the basil oil, if they don't tell you, when the basil was harvested for making that oil, it's very common, then you want to use very carefully. The safest way is give a good dilution, very good dilution, 1%. Then you use it. So never ingest the basil oil, when you are using that. You can inhale, you can put on your skin after good dilution, but not intake. And that's why the basil hydrosol become a good alternate because it's already good diluted and also brings the benefits of the basil. The last question I want to talk about is how to dry basil. So you can make hydrosol from the fresh basil. If you have more, you can even make the basil essential oil. But what if you make the basil herb, like dry herb? The research compare like different temperatures. We know normally we use a convection drying, like put in the oven and heat up and let it dry. And research found that the temperature is a good factor affecting the spice, the herbs, the quality after the drying. They found that the 40 degrees Celsius or 100 Fahrenheit is the best temperature. If you go higher, you keep losing the spice or essential oil from the herb. By losing 10 degrees, you are losing almost 20%. So if you have a proof setting in your oven, that's perfect for drying herbs. Use that setting to dry your basil. Today's video is long enough. I will show you how I make the hydrosol from the fresh basil by using the KD5 hydrosol distiller. Thank you for watching this all about basil video. I talk about from the fertilizer, when you harvest, and what a way to make the hydrosol essential oil, what is the best way to make it, and then how do you dry the herb at home, find the best condition to make the best spice. Please leave questions how you use basil at home and why you like it. And thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And this is Dr. Leo. See you next time.